Americans on average spend over $50 billion a year on cosmetics. How much do you spend? There are certain chemicals that we have applied so many times that they have become recognizable to us, and their side effects may be quite damaging. Women apply about 168 different chemicals a day, while men apply about 85 chemicals per day.
The concerns about different ingredients can all be a bit different. Formaldehydes, for example, or formaldehyde releasing ingredients, I think that's something that dermatologists pretty much across the board recommend avoiding as much as possible because formaldehyde is not only a proven carcinogen, but formaldehyde and formaldehyde releasers are also common causes of contact allergies. So that's how that sort of ingredient can be problematic. Parabens, I would say it's a little bit more controversial. We don't have good data that tells us that parabens really necessarily cause problems. The concerns have come from in vitro studies showing that parabens may have some estrogenic activity, so it could potentially play a part in our endocrine system, but those studies are really more animal-based or in vitro, so we have yet to have real data telling us that we should be avoiding those. So then it becomes sort of a matter of personal philosophy, if this is something you want to go ahead and cut out just in case, or if you want to follow the data and maybe wait and see.
There are many raised concerns about the chemicals that we are constantly applying to our skin from these daily cosmetics. Many of these chemicals have been proven to cause certain illnesses, but the question is, how does our skin absorb and process them into our bloodstream?
The answer to that is, it will depend on the size of the molecules, how easily they're absorbed, and also if they're hydrophilic or hydrophobic, meaning how fat soluble or water soluble they are. All these things are going to affect how easily absorbed they are. And I think that for a lot of ingredients, we don't have that data yet. This year, a study that got a lot of attention was the fact that for commonly used chemical sunscreen ingredients, after 1 day of use, these chemicals were found in the bloodstream, and that got a lot of attention because I think it, led to the public thinking about the potential dangers of these ingredients. And the truth is, we don't know. Okay, yes, we're seeing them in the bloodstream, but we don't know if they're doing anything bad while they're there. But the potential for absorption and potentially having effects on the body is something worth thinking about and getting more data about. I think in April 2018, Kourtney Kardashian made a lot of attention to this question when she traveled to Capitol Hill with the Environmental Working Group in support of a bill that was bipartisan that was asking for more regulation of the ingredients in personal care products. And that was April 2018, and that bill has yet to pass, despite the fact that it's bipartisan and supported by a lot of major companies that make self-care products. So, I think the attention there made us think about the fact that there have been no updates to the safety regulation of these products in over 80 years, which is alarming, and it also is showing us how slowly Congress can work. So I think that, again, we need more data, and one of the things that this bill proposed was that I think it was 4 ingredients per year would be further investigated and tested and by the FDA. And that sounds small, but at least that's a start. And I think that's what we need. We need more data so we know what ingredients we need to regulate.
Nowadays, we have many alternatives for cosmetics. When purchasing products, we should read the ingredient labels for any controversial chemicals. Visiting cosmetic companies that use natural ingredients is one way to avoid these chemicals. Another is by making your own natural makeup at home.
Well, these days the clean beauty movement is pretty huge, so that does give us a lot of alternatives if this is something that you're interested in being careful about. Very popular brands like Beauty Counter, for example, they pride themselves on they're clean beauty products, and that's just one to name, but there are so many lines like this now that are paying more attention to the ingredients they put in because they know that people are looking for that these days, so there are lots of alternatives.
Us humans have become so aware of the products that we use that many companies have made alternatives for plastics so that we are not unconsciously absorbing plastic without paying attention to it.
So a lot of people are concerned about how some of our products have a lot of glitter and sheen in them, especially when it comes to the environment and in their bathtub and clogging the drains. All of our glitter is actually natural, made of mica, so there's no plastic in it, so it's not going to clog your drains and it's not going to harm the environment. Is that we have fresh cosmetics, so we don't have a ton of preservatives or soaps that's going to last like forever. Everything has an expiration date. Some of our products need to be refrigerated to keep it fresh. It's sort of like fresh food in your kitchen. If you leave it out for too long, it's going to go bad. It's the same thing with our cosmetics here. They are all fresh. They're handmade. So if you notice, a lot of our products are actually naked, so they're not actually used with a lot of plastic packaging, and the plastic packaging that we do use is not virgin, so it's recycled over and over again. As you know, plastic can be pretty harmful. It's like when you have a water bottle, and over time, especially when it gets heated, that plastic, the chemical, is going to seep into the water and you're going to ingest it. So by not using excess plastic and using recycled plastic, not only are you helping the environment, but you're helping your body to not absorb these harmful chemicals.